This is Chintan Patel and welcome back to the video lecture series of the fundamentals of machine design. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the aesthetic and ergonomic design considerations. So, what are the aesthetics and ergonomic design consideration? In the previous lectures, we have seen standardization and the preferred number, and due to application of the standardization into the industrial world, there is a requirement of the aesthetic consideration. Because what happens that the component should comply with the standards of the different countries as well as the national, international and the company standards, and due to that complications you need to maintain the aesthetic consideration as per the customer requirement. So what are the aesthetic consideration which you need to maintain? In the present days of the buyer's market, you will see with a number of the products available in the market are having the most of the parameters identical. Appearance of the product is often a major factor in the attracting the customers. So if you make the product which is highly demanding in the appearance, then your customer will get attracted to buy that particular product, and that's why your component appearance is very important when it comes into the consideration for the aesthetic demand. This is the particularly true for the customer durable likes, automobiles, domestic refrigerator, television sets, etc. As you can see, the automobile vehicle which is highly attractive into as per their shapes and the dimensions, it will improve the sales numbers of that particular product, and that's why aesthetic consumer products like those televisions and refrigerators will demand a better aesthetic consideration. Aesthetics is defined as the set of the principal appreciations of the beauty. It deals with the appearance of the product. Okay, so aesthetic is the set of the principle of the appreciation of the beauty. So what happens if the product is beautiful in the looking and in the appearance, it will lure the customer to buy that product, and that's why there are a set of principles available to enhance that beauty of the product and with the appearance of the product. So appearance is an outward expression of the quality of the product. So what's inside the product is it will give you the quality of the product, but the appearance should enhance that quality by the proper way of representing itself, and that's why it is the first communication of the product with the user. So if your appearance is better and outward look is better, then your customer will give you the second chance to see to show the quality of the product which lies inside the product. Okay, and that's why the first communication can be achieved using the communication can be done using the outward looking of the product, and that's why the aesthetic consideration should be provided. According to that, for any product, there exists a relationship between the functional requirement and the appearance of the product. There might be some projection out of the product, and they may have some functional requirement, and based on that functional requirements, your product will appear according to that functional requirement. And that's why as you can see, the automobile, if the automobile requirement is to attain the high speed, then the automobile outlook will be according to the aerodynamics. If it is not, it will not comply with the aerodynamics. It will fail to achieve the higher speed into the working condition. And that's why based on the functional requirement, you will see there will be the changes into the outward appearance of the product. So the appearance should not be at too much extra cost unless it is a prime requirement. So whenever you are having the quality as at your priority, then the appearance is important when it comes to the sale part. But if the appearance is increasing the costing of the product at the beyond the certain limit, then it should be avoided, because the quality itself is an important part, itself is an important factor which will sell your product, and appearance will help, but beyond the certain limit of the cost increment, it will not help to sell your product up to the mark. Okay, so the appearance should be suitable to the environment in which the product is used, and the growing importance of the aesthetic consideration in the product design has given the rise to the separate disciple known as industrial design. So nowadays you will see this, you will hear this word, that industrial design, which is nothing but the which grown out from the requirement of the aesthetics. The job of an industrial designer is to create the new shapes and forms for the product which are aesthetically appealing. Sometimes this task is very challenging, because what happens that the technical part of the product should perform its functionality, and the aesthetic part of the product should be appealing for the customers, and that's why the industrial designer should compromise between both of them, technically as well as aesthetically. And that's why this is the very challenging task nowadays that the industries are facing. And if the proper aesthetic considerations are provided, then this task can be achieved easily. So what are the different aesthetic considerations that you need to consider? First one is the form or the shape. There are 5 basic forms of the product, namely steps, taper, shear, streamline, and the cultures. So we will see each and every forms in a particular manner. So we will see first one is the step form. Step form is a structure having the vertical ascent. If I want to show you those steps, it can be showed into this diagram as easily. As you can see in the step form, you will see the vertical ascents in a step-by-step manner. Okay, so it is similar to the shape of the multi-story building. So you can apply this type of aesthetic look into your product, as well as a taper form. This is another appealing form. Taper form, wherever your product is having a little bit height, and if you provide this type of a taper form, then it will be appealing for the aesthetic look. The taper consists of the taper blocks or the taper cylinders. It will give the better look into this condition. Shear form. The shear form is somewhat similar to the step form, but the shear form is somewhat symmetrical on the both sides, though the shear form has a square outlook. So the shear form is represented in this diagram like this. The streamline form. The streamline form has a streamlined shape having the smooth flaws as seen in the automobile and the aeroplane structures. So the streamline form is important whenever you are designing any aerodynamic body, whether it is automobile, a high-speed car, or any aeroplanes. The sculpture form consists of the ellipsoid, paraboloid, and hyperboloid. As you can see, the sculpture are the special purpose products which can be which are carved based on the requirement of the customers. So it contains the different curves like the hyperboloid and the paraboloids. Now we will see another theoretical part of this chapter, that is the ergonomic design. Now what is ergonomic design? We have seen the aesthetic design. Now we will see the ergonomic design. So ergonomic is defined as the specific study of the man-machine working environment relationship. Now what happens sometimes whenever we want to improve the manufacturing numbers, that when we want to improve the manufacturing rate, then this ergonomic design comes into the picture, that how the machine and the man are having the relationship between them, and how we can improve the efficiency of the man while working on the machine. Okay, so the application of the anatomical, physiological and psychological principles to solve the problem arising from these relationships. what happens sometimes, this relationship, study of this relationship will give you the answer of the tiredness or the any problems which are arising during the manufacturing. And if you understand the relationship problems and if you try to avoid those problems, this will improve the manufacturing rates of the workers and the machines. So the word ergonomic is formed from the two Greek words. First one is the agro, which means the work, and nomic, which means the neutral laws, natural laws. So you need to consider these words in order to understand the definition of this consideration. The final objective of the ergonomic is to make the machine fit for the user rather than the to make the user adapt himself or herself to the machine. Okay, so our intention is to make the machine which fits the user requirement. Okay, so we need to make the machine which is user friendly instead of making the worker machine friendly. Okay, so that's why we are nowadays we are making the components or the machines which are a lot more easier to operate. Okay, which can be easily operated instead of taking the long training sessions. Any person with a lower skill can operate the machine with the higher accuracy. So these are the objectives of this consideration. It aims at decreasing the physical and the mental stresses of the user. If it reduces the mental stresses of the user, it will automatically improve the manufacturing numbers. So psychology, experimentally, psychologists who studied the people at the work to provide the data on such things as human sensory capacities, psychometer performances, and human decision making, human error rates, and selection tests, procedure learning, and the training. So these are the psychology of the main objective of the ergonomic design. Anthropometry. Now what is anthropometry term? An applied branch of the anthropology concerned with the measurement of the physical features of the people. Measures how tall we are, how far we can reach, how wide our hips are, how our joints are flexed, and how our body move. Based on that anthropology, we design the anthropometry according to that. Applied physiology. It concerns with the vital processes such as the cardiac function, respiration, oxygen consumptions, electromyography activity, and the responses of these vital processes to work, stress, and environment influences. So psychology, anthropometry, and applied physiology are the key points of the ergonomic designs. As you can see in this diagram, the man-machine closed loop system is shown in this diagram, where the machine controls are provided at the hand of the worker. As per the height, the machine display is also provided, where the information are received to the users by their eyes, and as per the information they can take the decision regarding the controls of the machine. And this is the perfect loop, and lightings, noise, temperature, humidity, and air circulations are the working environment factors which you need to control to ensure the better ergonomic considerations. So at last, the man-machine closed loop system is influenced by the working environmental factors such as the light, noise, temperature, humidity, and air circulation. So if we control those factors, then we can ensure the better manufacturing rates into these working conditions. Ergonomic consideration in the design of a displays, design of the controls should be provided in order to provide the ease of working into the workers. Environment factors which can affect the working conditions should be controlled and should be provided as per the ergonomic design only. So that if the mental and the physical stresses in the worker are reduced, then it will definitely improve the manufacturing rates into the working and will result into the better profit of the company. So these were the ergonomic considerations which are nowadays getting the momentum into the companies to improve the profits of the products and to improve the physical and the mental stresses condition into the workers. So we conclude our lecture over here. Thank you.